Hi guys, so today I'll be working on Spellbinders' new large die of the month for November of 2022. It is the Blooming Heart, and when I presented it the other day when I did the unboxing, I had it kind of just the stuff sitting out here, and hopefully maybe you noticed that they go in here. However you want to play with it, of course. You know, it's really lovely to put it together like this without even the background. It's a heart shape, clearly. And then we have our little heart here. So Spellbinders did send these items free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I'll have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I've already heard from so many of you that this month is a total package month. You know, it's just beautiful hearts and everything, you know, Valentine-y and fun. So we're going to start with this one. I was debating if I'm going to make a heart-shaped card, and I think I will. So we'll do a heart base. I did grab some papers in the meantime since, you know, I already saw these yesterday when I was putting them on the board, and I have them here. But what I'm going to do is, for sure, we're going to have a black heart base as far as the background part. So I guess I'll get another piece of paper so we can make a heart-based card. So I'm going to run this through, but I'll grab the other paper in just a minute. With these guys, I thought, you know what would be pretty if we did like gold, because all these little leaves are going to be here, and then you have these beautiful imprinted flowers. So if you just want this kind of in the background and doing its own thing, it has embossing. I mean, it's pretty. But we have all these bits that you're going to top off with, obviously your flowers and things like that. So I'm going to run this one through some gold paper, this glittery gold paper. So I thought that'd be a really nice accent for the background. And I think I'm going to go with like a pinkish, well, it's not really pink, it's kind of a red, but it has a very pink tone to it, and some darker red paper for my flowers, accented with gold pieces. So let me get some more black cardstock to make the card base, and then we'll go from there. So run this through. Again, I'm using glitter paper, so I don't really, I'm not trying to get the embossing on there. But generally with these dies, it just shows up because just the way the die is created, you don't have to like run it through with an embossing sandwich or anything like that afterwards. We'll put that to the side. So I'm gonna cut out just a black heart. And then for my card base, this heart I think was about 4¼ inches deep. So let me just score this paper like about 4½ inches. And I'm just going to place it on here and say 4½. If you want to conserve paper, obviously you can do this differently. I'm just going for it. And we can score that guy. Oh, sorry. And then this guy. So, you know, do you want it to hinge up? It'd be a little different because it's not going to really sit on those little points. If you want to hinge up, you know, that's up to you. And I guess I'm going to, well, you can also do it this way. And what's funny is I measured it this way, didn't I? But it works in the other direction too. So, yeah, I think I'm going to cut it from like this way. Either way, it's not going to sit on that little point. I suppose you could do some fun things to make it sit on that point, but I'm just going to just so it hinges open like a typical card. And if I had thought about it a little bit longer, I probably could have gotten the same, this piece, the extra piece that I just wanted as background from that same piece of paper, but here we go. So I'm just putting it on here. You can, you know, just let it sit off the edge however much or little you like. I'm going to move over just a little bit. Run that through now. I'm using some super thick cardstock. It'll still cut through, but just let you know, you might want to run it through twice, like one in one direction, back in the other direction, because this is like 350 GSM paper. And then I'm also just going to run it through just to get a black base and then the gold pieces, and then we'll go from there. Super thick. And so there you go. But that's a really thick sandwich, like 700 GSM to cut through. Did a great job. Okay, I'm gonna cut the others. That'll be interesting. These don't look like much until you start cutting out or popping out like the little bits that are just hanging in there, and then it just like comes to life. So pretty. Okay guys, so we have our pieces here again, card base, and then we have our little heart. That's just a nice full one. Of course, you can just put it right on this if you would like. So yeah, if you just want to put it right on the card base, you can definitely do that. Here and here, or however, you know, and just a little notch on the side. So I just took the extra step of making a full topper, and we can just glue that down. Now I put the glue on this just because it's missing that little notch, so I don't want to put it on the heart and then have glue all over that area. Or pop it up. Want some dimension. And I think I'm going to glue down that gold piece. I mean, it is the slightest little thing. It just depends. If you want to hinge it more, you know, then obviously you want this whole top. And I'm just going to glue this down directly, I believe. So let's just get some glue all over everything that's delicate. Do, do, do. And then I'll do the same thing for the other guy too. I just want to make sure I have it about where I want that. Something like that. And then this guy comes in here. So yeah, I need to move over just a little bit. And maybe somewhere in there. Yeah, maybe a little bit more still. A little bit more this way. There we go. And then I'll glue this one on this side. Just where you're seeing it. Okay, so there's that base. Super opulent. Gonna really pop when we get our flowers going. So there's different little flowers. So you can see here is like this rose. So what I think I'm gonna do with this one is, with the inlay, I'm gonna cut it out of the darker red. And then just a background piece that's just the lighter kind of red color here. And then, so with inlay, meaning I'm gonna, you know, tape those down so they don't move. And then this one, just that. We have like this guy that you can also pair up with like these pieces. So like these go together. They do look similar to this shape too. So I mean, it's whatever you want. Obviously, play with it however you like. But these guys are intended to go with these guys. So this guy, if you can see, he goes like here, and maybe you can see even the little cut lines it has and the little embossing. So it goes there, along with the small one. So yeah, so this guy, he goes here, and he also has his little buddy there. So same thing over here on this other side. You can pair up a few different flowers. I don't think that one repeats though. I think that one's just there and there. And then, because I'm looking at the shapes here. Then we have this guy, like these larger ones that you would have like this piece, and then there's another one I think that's the same over here. And this little guy, you can see he goes there and there. And these guys can pair up with, again, whatever you like. It looks like they're supposed to go with like these little bits that are just kind of like crazy looking in my opinion there, and then these little guys can pair up on top of this one. And then these guys have like the little bell cup in the front. You want to tuck in some of these guys inside of it, or in some of these guys if you want to give it more dimension, you know, so you have the different layers, something like that. However you want to play with that one. And yeah, I think even the rose might have a center if you want to you know, use some of these other pieces. But oh, actually, the whole rose cuts out in that centerpiece, doesn't it? Yeah. So whatever it is that you like, however you want to play that up. So I'm just going to do a mix of gold pieces as accents, and then this red and this lighter one. So just different, you know. For this one, I'll probably use the darker red in the background. I'll put the lighter pink on top, or reddish pink. Again, these are centers. I really kind of want those to be gold, so I might just run these through just to have them. And then these guys I'll just run through, again, red and the pink, just to have something to play with here. And I'll be just kind of seeing where I would want to put them. You know, obviously that's the rose one, and then just kind of playing with the colors that way, so I know how many more I want to cut of like the pinkish color or the reddish color, like this little guy. I think there is one more of this little bell cuppy one here. So there's like a shape there, I just wasn't sure, but it's this guy. So, and then again, this little piece goes like on top of that one, and this one would go on top of this one, and then I'm going to cut another one of these guys. And then, you know, all the different pieces that I want to play with. Look how pretty that is already. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have my pieces cut. I do have some things I want to talk about. Here, this one, the little cup kind of bell one, it's actually the smaller one that fits here. And then behind here, there's another one that's the larger kind of funky one over here. Would fit in here, I believe. Yeah. Okay, and then they do these things in such a smart way. You know, when they pair up, like this thing cuts 3 centers at the same time, you have 3 of the flowers that take those centers, you know, things like that. So just really smart. And I think I'm going to lay most of them down, but just flat. But I think I'm going to pop up the roses, and then I'll have our sentiment like in here or something. So when you look at this, obviously there's a certain way that's going to stick together. It's very flat on the top and has like a larger petal. You can see that. So I'll do the same thing with this one. With these guys, I'm just going to put a little glue and you have these little kind of interesting shapes, and what happens is on this die, where is it? This guy. There are 6 shapes, 3 are the same and the other 3 are the same. Again, there's 3 of each of those flowers, so like this little interesting shape still goes with this guy. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, and we're gonna take this one that looks like, I don't know, like a little frog face. I don't know why that reminds me of like a frog face. And we'll put it there, or pop it there, put it there, pot it there. And that just gives like some extra texture, really interesting. And then these little guys, we're just gonna take, I like to put the glue on the piece instead of on the smaller thing you're gonna bring over, and I would pop it there. And that's just like the accent for that guy. And these guys, you want to layer them up, you want to just lay it in there. Again, even with this, it takes 2 smaller flowers and then 1 larger one. So the die that cuts these centers gives you 1 larger center and 2 smaller ones. So it's all just ready to go. But I'm going to put a little glue there. And actually, let me pick this up. And of course, if you want to stick this down with like some dimensional, the top layer, you can definitely do that. I'm just going to pop it on here. This little cutie, just go right on top. And that is that flower, and of course I'll do the smaller ones basically the same way, right? So just put my little gold center and put these guys on. Cute. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we'll get a little bit closer. My goodness, this is just like lovely. So I'm just gonna, again, just glue them down, other than getting some dimensionals on the back of the roses. So I'm just gonna place these down exactly where you see them. And glue, 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 you know. And then I'll get some dimensional on these guys and I'll stick them down when I come back, okay? So again, just, you can see the outline of the flowers pretty easily. Of course, I included glitter paper, so it's a little bit harder to tell, but once you have it down, so that's why I'm kind of leaving it here so you guys can see exactly where all the different little flowers should go. These guys will bring out, and I'll put this one down first before I put my little cup. So I'm going to put this one here, again following the outline, you know, looks like it should go right there. And I'll continue placing these, and I will be right back. Cute. So again, dimensionals on the back of this guy. You can kind of see that flat kind of area looks best, like right here. It follows that outline there. And then this one here, if you look, it looks like that little flat area there, but it's actually a little more bumpy if you look at really well. So I'm just going to turn it this way, and that fits the silhouette better of what I can see down there. So I am going to place that a little bit more this way. Okay, you guys, I mean, how gorgeous, so lovely, all the little flowers. Oh my gosh. And they're really nice because they only have a couple pieces, you know, so it works up really quick. And then we have the words with love, and we can definitely put those on there. I was thinking about using the glimmer sentiment. It's not glimmered, it's just this kind of thing. And my samples look like this. Of course, yours will be on a nice carrier with inspo and all that kind of stuff. We have this guy. Ooh, yes. And then we have like sending hugs. I will use that one. Why not? Let's see here. Sending hugs. And it's going to go like this. I'm trying to think if I want to do gold again. Or should we just do white? Maybe white with some red in the background to pop that again. We can do that. Okay, so I'm going to run this through a pearlescent white paper because I always like to use pearlescent white paper. And again, it would be something like this. I'm going to tape it down so it doesn't move. I'll run it through, and then I'll use this one just by itself, run it through the red. And I'll be right back. Real close up. I'm just going to glue these guys together. And then I'll put, oh wait, will we? Let's see. I was going to say I'll put a dimension on the back, but sometimes I like to give a zhuzh and make it... And I'm putting it right behind it. I mean, if you want to drop shadow a little bit, I guess, well, we could do that too, I guess. A little bit of a drop shadow, huh? Oh, sorry. I have this thing so close up I didn't realize. That's so cute, but we can also just give it some movement on its own, and I like to do that just by putting a little glue here where it makes contact. A little glue here where it'll make contact, and then here I put like a dimensional. I want a dimensional that's higher than what we used earlier. I think this will work. It's always nice to have dimensionals that are different heights, just so you have some variation on your project. And so I'm just giving it a squeeze. Oh, you know what? Hasn't dried yet. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Sending hugs, like right there would be lovely. I know it's covering up that one little flower, but what are you gonna do? Let's see here. You can also put it in a different way, but I'm gonna put it right down there. So I'm holding the areas that have glue, and then this guy will be popped up like that. And actually it's a little bit crooked. I want it more this way. You know, it has its own thing going, so it's kind of, you know, place it how you think is best. Cute. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that and I'll be right back. And that is my beautiful card using the enlarged die of the month. I mean, just gorgeous. Again, you can use just the heart without even, like the heart shape, should I say, of the leaves without the actual heart shape, which is really lovely. Let me give you a final size on this because I don't think I measured it at all yet. The widest part, it looks like 4.5 inches wide, and then it's hard for me to tell from top to tip because it's a heart, but let's say it's there, like 4.25, I would say. 4.25 by 4.5. Really lovely. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for things items to review. I'll have images coming up, guys. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see y'all at the next one. Bye now.